the minute Rahul opens, the YouTube teachers will join.
They will join from that.
Join.
Yes. Right. Okay. Great. Yeah. Wonderful. So we'll start at sharp 4.
Rahul has already started. It will be live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any moment.
I can see that on my screen. Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Kashipi.
Start, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. And
Good
welcome
afternoon.
to this special session with Shivani ji. May I request everybody to keep their mics on mute and also disable their cameras so that we can see Shivani ji on the screen and we can hear her clearly. I'll introduce Brahma Kumari Shivani ji to all of you. She hardly needs an introduction because we are all very, very familiar with her. She is a practitioner of Raj Yoga meditation of the Brahma Kumaris, and she has been so for over 22 years. Her practical application of spiritual principles on the TV program Awakening with Brahma Kumaris for over 13 years has empowered people to overcome issues of emotional distress and relationship conflicts. In March 2019, she was awarded the prestigious Nari Shakti Puraskar, the highest civilian honor for women in India, for her role in transforming human behavior. She has been appointed as a Goodwill Ambassador by the World Psychiatrist Association. Incidentally, she is also an electronics engineer from the University of Pune. We are very, very thankful to you, Shivani ji, for having accepted our invitation. And we are all looking forward to your talk and very eager to listen to you. So I'm going to hand over, I mean, not literally, but figuratively, the stage to you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you and Om Shanti and good evening. Let's take a minute of silence and collectively, because when we are together, collective vibrations of our prayers and meditation have a deep impact on everyone around us, our city, our country, and the world. So a minute, we connect to the Supreme Power and radiate love and blessings to everyone who is going through healing right now. Just create a thought, everyone who's going through the healing right now. We radiate power and gratitude to each one who is serving the country tirelessly and selflessly. We radiate peace and power to those who have left their costume and chosen to move forward on their journey. God's power and blessings circle of protection around the planet. Our world is safe and secure. Om Shanti. It's been over a year, and we know all the issues that we have been facing. And when 2020 was coming to an end, everyone was very happy that finally the year has come to an end. We were certain that with the 2020, all the problems of 2020 were also over. We were not ready or prepared for what 2021 had in store for us. And so there is one learning from here. And that learning is that whether it be a personal crisis in my life, in my family or organization, or whether it be an issue of a country or a global crisis, it is a situation which is outside of me. This is very, very important. We need to fix this equation right. As teachers, as parents and children, we know that it's the equation which matters the most. So in all our subjects, we learn up the equations. We don't know which problem will come in the exam, but we will be able to solve every problem, provided the equation is right. So we just need to be clear with the equation. Now let's look at the equation of life. Even before COVID, that means even in 2019, we believed that our mind, our thoughts and feelings, our emotions, our words are dependent on situations and people. So we've lived a large part of our life saying, I'm angry because of something outside. I'm irritated because of someone outside. I'm hurt because of something. I'm worried because of something. If someone said, oh, you're very happy today, how come? We said it's because of something. So whether it's happy or sad, good or bad, whatever we were feeling inside, it was because of something outside. So this is our equation of life. Equation which says I'm emotionally dependent on what's happening around me. And we were taught these equations right from the time we were kids. So that's how our parents brought us up, saying that if this happens, then we are happy. If this doesn't happen, then we are not happy. Even in school, I remember, I don't know whether those topics are there now, but we used to have 30 years back. Please write an essay on the happiest day of your life. And when we had to write an essay on the happiest day of our life, it had to be the day when something very great happened outside. So there were the happiest days of life, there were the sad days of life, and happy or sad dependent on what was happening outside. Now, here's where we go fundamentally wrong with our equations. This is our inner world, our world of thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories, intentions, then words, then behavior. This is I. And this is the outer world of situations and people. Just take a pause and let's think fresh. Here is a situation. Don't think of COVID right now. Just think of any simple situation of your life. Even a simple situation like someone did not speak to you the right way, or someone did not do their work the right way. So here is a person. They did not behave right today, or they did not work right today. So here is the stimulus. And then I react. And then I get angry. And when I get angry, I said, it's because of the way they behaved. Now just rewind and check the last time when you got angry or irritated. It could be this morning, it could be yesterday, it could be sometime in the last week. And look at what had happened that time. And what happened and how did you react? So two things, stimulus and response. And now just rewind the scene on your mind. Let the stimulus remain the same. That means what happens remains the same. And ask yourself, if this same problem had to come today evening, do I have the choice to respond another way? Could I have handled the same situation another way? And you're going to see yourself responding a very, very different way. And for most situations of our life, when the situation is over, after a few months, after a year, we reflect back and we say, why did I make such a big thing out of it? It was not such a big thing how much I reacted. I could have handled it better, which means I could have responded differently to the same situation, which means here is a situation, here is the response. I have to change my equation that my response is dependent on the situation. If I believe that my mind is dependent on the situation, then I don't do anything inside. Then I just look at the quality of the situation and I react. And then for that, I need the world to be perfect. And I need people to be perfect. And I want everyone to be my way. And if they are not my way, which never happens, even before COVID, the world was not our way. So we were getting stressed and angry and worried even before COVID. It's not happened after 2020. We were creating all these uncomfortable emotions even before COVID. And then came COVID. And together we said, fear and anxiety is normal. We called it normal. From the day one, we heard the line, take care, don't panic. Everywhere it was written, everywhere, all over media, every hospital, take care, don't panic. Within 4-5 days, we learned how to take care. वो तो आ गया हमको. Don't panic. उसको तो हमने इग्नोर ही कर दिया. मतलब don't panic का क्या मीनिंग है? ऐसे ही don't panic का क्या हो सकता है? Panic तो natural है. So we said panic is natural, fear is natural, anxiety is natural. The human mind can create fear and anxiety for a couple of hours or a couple of days, but now it's been more than a year. And if we are going to continue saying fear and anxiety is normal and allow our mind to keep creating it and radiate the vibrations to everyone in our house and then in our city and then in our country, and thereby other people are going to start creating it. And very soon a country of 135 crore is saying fear and anxiety is normal, panic is normal, blaming is normal, shouting is normal, criticizing people is normal, abusing is normal. Everything which is a wrong energy for the current situation, we have collectively called it normal. At a time when we had to go through healing, the country needed healing energy. There is a disease in the country. We are saying it's an epidemic, so there's a disease in the country. The country needed healing. What kind of an energy is needed for healing? Suppose I'm not well and I'm sitting in my room. What kind of energy would I like in my room if I'm not well? I would want calm. I would want peace. I would need stability. Would I like it if people around me are shouting, screaming, abusing, blaming? Will this body recover better if that has the energy around me? No, it's not. Will my mind feel more comfortable if that's the energy around me? No, but that's the energy we have created in the country in the last 2 months. So now let's look at our moral responsibility. And let's check what is normal for the current situation. So first equation, which we have to change and we need to teach our children. Very important. So that they grow up with the right equations of life. That I am the creator of my every thought, feeling, word, and behavior. I am the creator. This is an equation of life. Don't teach them, please, कि सिचुएशन ऐसी थी तो बुरा तो लगना ही था, बात ऐसी थी तो गुस्सा तो आना ही था, तुम्हारे नंबर अच्छे नहीं आए तो मुझे उदास तो होना ही था. नंबर अच्छे नहीं आए, we'll talk about it, but उदास क्यों होना था उसके लिए? Which means my feelings are dependent on your marks? No. Your career is dependent on your marks, not my feeling dependent on your marks, and not even your feelings dependent on your marks. So this is emotional empowerment. Then we will be able to create children who will be strong, high emotional quotient. Today, the world is looking for high emotional quotients. Today, every healthcare professional needs to have a high emotional quotient. They cannot face this crisis if they are not strong here in their mind, even if they came first in their class all their life. Even from first standard to the end of MD, they came first every single year. If they are not strong here today, they will not be able to face this crisis. So our intelligent quotient and our emotional quotient are two different things. Today, to be able to face the pressure of the economy, the lockdown, we need high EQ. IQ is not going to serve any purpose right now. And this applies for every situation in life. So along with making our children intelligent, social, we make them learn everything. In school, I remember we learn everything, whether it's academics, yes, but sports, needlework, crafts, singing, dancing, debating, everything, everything, everything. We've learned everything. But now we need to learn this equation and use it every day of our life, so that by the time we are out of our 10th standard and 12th standard, we are very high in our emotional quotient because we grow up. So situations and people's behavior do not create our thoughts and feelings. We create our thoughts and feelings in response to that situation. As a parent, same parent, two children. The parent gets angry with both the children the same way, but both the children respond differently. One child laughs it off and starts playing, and one child goes into the room and sulks and doesn't get come out of their room for the next 1 hour. The parent and the parent's anger, stimulus was the same. Response of the two children, different, different. Same student in a class, just doesn't study, keeps making mistakes, creates a tantrum in the class. Same student, two teachers will respond differently. Stimulus is the same, no? One teacher can call that student a very irritating student, and the other teacher can use her skill of compassion and care to mold that student, to understand that student. Stimulus is the same, response is different. If the stimulus was creating the response, then every teacher would respond the same way with that student. Then every child will respond the same way with that parent. It never happens like that, because the response is not decided by the stimulus. The response is decided by us, the human mind. So let's stop blaming people and situations for how we are feeling. So that's the first equation that we need to change today. I am the creator of my every thought, feeling, emotion, word, and behavior. Second equation, which is very important. What are the normal emotions that I should create? What are the healthy emotions? And what are the emotions that I should not create, which are not healthy for me? Now, in the last few decades, a lot of uncomfortable emotions have been called as normal by society. So, stress, normal hai. Anger, normal hai. Worry karna, normal hai. Fear, normal hai. Competition, to life is only a competition. These are uncomfortable emotions. How do I know that these are uncomfortable emotions? Because when I create them, my body also is not comfortable. You know what happens before an exam? Some child gets fever, another one starts feeling uneasy in the stomach, someone starts vomiting, someone has acidity. Exam over, all these symptoms are gone. All these symptoms are gone. And फिर पेरेंट्स क्या बोलते हैं, सब झूठ बोलता है, इसको बुखार सिर्फ एग्जाम वाले दिन कैसे हो जाता है? वो बच्चा झूठ थोड़ी बोलता है, लेकिन जब उसका माइंड स्ट्रेस्ड होता है तो उसकी बॉडी रिएक्ट करती है. When the mind is not finished, exam is over, stress is gone, body is comfortable, because our every emotion is radiating from here to the body. So when the emotion is not comfortable for the body, how can we call it a normal emotion? पब्लिक इंटरव्यू, पब्लिक प्रेजेंटेशन, लोगों के हाथ पे पसीना आने लग जाता है, मुंह सूख जाता है, गला सूख जाता है. This is all stress, and we went and called it normal. And because we called these uncomfortable emotions normal, then they also started creating disease in our body. Then gradually the number of us who had that disease increased so much. So we said normally hai, itna blood pressure to normal hota hai, itna sugar level to normal hai, आजकल तो diabetes भी normal होता है. कोई कहता है depression है, कहते कुछ नहीं है, अब तो बहुत normal हो गया है depression. We started calling diseases as normal. When I was in school, and when many of you must have been in school at that time, so if I go back 30 years back, in school, we did not know the word depression. मतलब अगर वो होता था तो वो कुछ बड़ों को, बहुत ओल्ड एज में किसी को होता था ऐसे, हमें तुम नहीं पता था किसी को जिनको है. बट इन स्कूल वी वर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट एनी ऑफ अस हैविंग दैट or any of us experiencing anxiety. We were not even using the word stress. It was only in physics. It was not in our mind. The only word we would use word tension. वो भी 2-3 दिन ही साल में, एग्जाम के एक दिन पहले, रिजल्ट के एक दिन पहले. That's all. बाकी साल तो कोई टेंशन किसी बात की नहीं होती थी. And this is not history, no. This is our generation. This is our lifetime. So what has changed? We only need to undo what has changed in these last 30 years so that this generation that is growing up will be intellectually strong, socially very connected with the world, which we were not. We didn't have all these platforms, but emotionally very, very healthy. So first equation is I create my emotions. Second is I need to know the list of which are the right ones and which is an emotional illness. One is a mental health issue. Depression, anxiety disorders, these are mental health issues. Emotional illness, any emotion in which my mind is uncomfortable, any emotion which I'm not at ease with, any behavior because of which somebody else is not at ease. These are emotional illnesses. This is not emotional health. So stress is not normal. Calm and stability is normal. Worry is not normal. To take care is normal. Anger is not normal. Empathy and understanding is normal. Complaining is not normal. Gratitude is normal. Criticism not normal. Appreciation, motivation normal. Fear not normal. Fearless, confident, faith normal. Competition not normal. Cooperation normal. Sharing, caring, kindness normal. I need to know what is normal. Every child needs to know what is normal, because when they know what is normal, then they will start using that more often. Then they will know they are healthy when they are using the normal emotion, and when they are not using the normal emotion, they are shifting away from their health, and they will immediately get themselves back. They will immediately get themselves back. Like nowadays we are all checking our oxygen, so we know 98, 99 is normal. The minute we start seeing 94, 95 over there, we changed. But how do we know 98, 99 is normal? How do we know that 94, 95 is not normal? Because someone told us this is normal. That's why it's very important to know what is normal. So check for yourself, experiment it with yourself, and most important, then teach it to your children that this is normal. Giving is normal. Not always, I want this, I want this, I want this. This is not normal. Being a giver is normal. More and more acquiring and holding on to things, this is not normal. So we will be able to start teaching them. So second equation which we need to check is, what are the normal emotions? And this is emotional illness. We don't use this. And when we create this, we need to quickly get back to normal. Comparing our performances with other children. Sometimes, not sometimes, it happens often actually. A child gives an exam and comes home, and the parent is going to ask, कैसा था आपका? कैसा हुआ exam? And the child will say, हाँ, अच्छा ही हो गया, ठीक था. Then the second question the parent will ask, बाकी सबका कैसा था? बाकी सबके कितने आने वाले हैं? No reference, no context at all to that child's life. But right from an early age, the child is taught who you are is in reference to what other people are performing. It's not in reference to your capacity, your hard work, your effort. You have to do better than what you performed this year. No, no, no. You have to do better than what other people are performing. At this age, they are taught that. Today we are 50, 60, 70. We are still living our life like this, that who I am is in reference to other people. So I'm always comparing myself with other people. So someone is always better than me and someone is lesser than me. So I either have a superiority complex or I have an inferiority complex. Lack of self-respect. Because in school, my parents taught me your marks are in reference to other people's marks. सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट नहीं क्रिएट की, कंपैरिजन क्रिएट कर दिया. How would I like it then if others get more marks than me? So my parents have to teach me that when others do better than you should be happy for them. They worked hard, they did well, you also learn from them, you also work hard. But they did not say, how come they got more than you, why did you not get? How would we create that bonding? How would we create blessings when someone else does? So our parents taught us how to create jealousy. Now we are 50, 60 years old. We are still creating jealousy of the people we are living with, working with. So normal emotions. Why we're talking about this today? Because if we create these normal emotions in all our little scenes of life, then we will be emotionally so healthy and strong. Then let there be any crisis. Yes, the crisis is not nice. What is happening is not at all nice for us. But we will not create panic and anxiety. We will not create depression and anxiety disorders. COVID is only a physical health issue. It's a physical health issue. Let's keep it a physical health issue. But in the last year, our figures of mental health issues have gone on the rise. There have been cases of domestic violence increased last year. Child violence, child abuse, the number of calls on helpline centers. What did all this have to do with COVID? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. But all this had to do with our coping skills of COVID. And those coping skills, that high emotional intelligence will come if I use my right emotions in every scene of life. So very important to know what is normal. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. That was our formula in physics. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. So pressure are my situations of life. So for a child, exam is a pressure. Today, COVID is a pressure. It's a pressure. It's a little bigger pressure. So the numerator has increased. But when the numerator increases, stress doesn't have to increase if I work on the denominator. And denominator means inner power, my resilience to cope with what is there in the numerator. So never say stress is equal to the situation. Stress is equal to the situation divided by my coping skills. Now, current situation, is it in our control? No. No. So don't try and control the numerator. Anyways, most of the time, numerator is not in our control. The only thing in our control is the denominator, my inner power, my inner resilience, my coping skill of the situation, whether it's the coping skill of a child for an exam, whether it's the coping skill of a child before a board exam, whether it's the coping skill of the child in a professional college, whether in their career tomorrow, whether in their marriage day after, this everything requires that denominator. The denominator. Numerator will change always. Denominator is important. So let's start working on the denominator. This is very important. And never say, I don't have time. Because that's something I heard from so many people before COVID. We used to tell them, take care of your mind. When you wake up in the morning, keep 15 minutes for yourself, meditate, teach your children. कहते जी कैसी बातें करते हो आप, मरने की फुर्सत नहीं होती है, सुबह सुबह तो बिल्कुल ही टाइम नहीं होता, भागते भागते तो मसा हम बच्चों को बस में डाल सकते हैं, हम सुबह सुबह मेडिटेशन करने वाले हैं, ये सब नहीं होता हमारे से. So we did not think that we have to take care of the mind. It was not on the priority list at all. तो कोई भी चीज का अगर ध्यान नहीं रखेंगे तो फिर वो कभी ना कभी तो उस पर असर आएगा ही. अगर आप अपने कमरे की टेबल पीछे, अगर आप अपनी टेबल ही रोज साफ ना करें, कितने दिन वो टेबल ठीक रहेगी? एक दिन भी अगर टेबल साफ नहीं की तो उसके ऊपर धूल आ जाती है. इसको तो कितने दिन से ध्यान नहीं रखा, तो थोड़ा तो वो कमजोर होगा ही. एंड बिकॉज वो थोड़ा सा कमजोर हुआ एंड सिचुएशन इतनी बड़ी आ गई, so we are all behaving and reacting in very different ways. I am getting emails from people who are visualizing their death with no one COVID positive in their house. There's no situation in their house. They are safe, they are secure, बंद है घर, कोविड अंदर नहीं आ सकता है, लेकिन डर अंदर आ चुका है, डर अंदर आ चुका है. So it's time, let's focus on that inner power. So simple lifestyle habits. First, we make it a priority that I have to work on the denominator of my life and work on the denominator of my child. Very important. Children is very easy actually to work on their denominator. If the parents and the teachers and the adults around them increase their denominator, बच्चों का तो वैसे ही आधा बढ़ जाता है, वैसे ही बढ़ जाता है. And most important is the culture of the house. घर का वाइब्रेशन कैसा है, घर की एनर्जी कैसी है, घर में लाइफस्टाइल कैसी है, उससे बच्चों का इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस बढ़ता है. हमारा रहन सहन, खाना पीना, सुनना, पढ़ना, देखना, बात करना, all these things decide the emotional resilience of our children. So simple lifestyle habits we will take. सबसे important lifestyle habit is our sleep hygiene. What is our sleep cycle? 30 years back in school, we used to learn early to bed, early to rise makes a person healthy, wealthy, wise. आज मेजोरिटी बच्चे बोलते हैं नहीं, रात को पढ़ाई ज़्यादा अच्छी होती है हमारी. एंड फिर थोड़े से बोला, औरों ने बोला, एंड सडनली मेजोरिटी ने करना शुरू कर दिया. नो नो नो, आई कैन स्टडी बेटर इन द नाइट. इफ वी आर नॉट स्लीपिंग एट द राइट टाइम, if we think we can sleep at any time and we have completed our 6-7 hours of sleep, then over a period of time our mind and body starts giving signals of it. Mental health issues, emotional health issues, very important factor is our sleep hygiene, our sleep cycle. So during lockdown, let's create this one healthy lifestyle habit, and that is the early to bed. Early to rise, we don't need to worry. We will automatically rise early if we sleep early. If we sleep early. Scientifically, and that's another topic altogether, the best time to sleep is we should be asleep 10 to 2. ये 4 घंटे में हम जगे हुए नहीं होने चाहिए. 10 to 2, which means we need to start going to sleep by 9:45. These 4 hours is energizing time for the mind and for the body. This is healing time for the mind and for the body. Every organ of our body goes through healing during these 4 hours. If instead of 10, I sleep at 11, I lost 1 hour. If I sleep at 12, I lost 2 hours. So it's like किसान, एक फार्मर कैसे बीज बोता है. अगर वो सही समय पर बीज बोएगा, तभी तो उसकी उपज अच्छी होगी. ऐसी थोड़ी है कि वो कभी भी बो सकता है. सिमिलरली हमारा कभी भी खाना खाते हैं, कभी भी सोते हैं, कभी भी उठते हैं. वो जो सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन चाहिए ना, वो हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल हैबिट्स, वो थोड़ी सी हिली हुई है. बस उसी का रिजल्ट है ये सब कुछ जो हो रहा है. एंड जब अब उनको थोड़ा सा स्ट्रीमलाइन कर लेंगे, ये सब ठीक हो जाएगा. इट्स वेरी सिंपल. इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस इज द सिंपलेस्ट थिंग टू डू. बाकी सब काम मुश्किल है जीवन के. दिस इज द इजिएस्ट. Simple lifestyle habits. Let's keep 10 o'clock as lights off in the house. This is culture of the house. ये culture बनना है. छोटे छोटे बच्चों से बनना है. And right now when it is lockdown, let's start creating this lifestyle now. Instead of staying up and studying, let them wake up early and study before an exam. What happens in the night? This mind is like a blotting paper. By late evening, this blotting paper is saturated. It's saturated by all that happened during the day. And then we study in the night. In the night, the vibrations around us are also different. A lot of things happen in the night in the city. The vibrations are very different. And we study at that time. Now let's do it opposite. Go to sleep early and then wake up. And if you have an exam, wake up at 4, wake up at 5. The environment is different. What is 4 o'clock called? 4 o'clock is called Brahma Muhurat. Brahma Muhurat. It is called Amrit Vela. Muhurat. For any auspicious task in our life, we find a Muhurat. कि पंडित जी मुहूर्त बताइए कौन सा दिन अच्छा है. Brahma Muhurat, which means the highest energy time of the 24-hour cycle is 4 to 5 in the morning. Are we using that Brahma Muhurat time? If I'm sleeping at that time, I lost it. I lost the highest vibrational time. Even today in the corporate world, there's a huge talk about the 5 a.m. leadership club. So all leaders or successful people wake up by 4 or 5 because it's a high energy time. If we wake up at that time, our creativity is high, our intuition power is high, our ability to absorb is high, blotting paper is clean, whatever we will study will go in. So now children, they need to gently shift and change their sleep cycle. Sleep early and wake up early if they have to study. But sleep का time same रहना चाहिए. Same. ऐसा नहीं संडे है तो अलग टाइम, वीकडे है तो अलग टाइम. Our mind and body cannot go like this, shifting. It has to go in a self-disciplined cycle. वो सेम टाइम सोना चाहिए रोज, सेम टाइम सोना चाहिए, सेम टाइम उठना चाहिए, सेम टाइम खाना चाहिए. It's designed to be that way. So let's create this cycle of sleeping early. Now, second thing, this is for the adults. If you're working, at least 2 hours before you sleep, you need to disconnect from work. बच्चों के लिए नहीं, बच्चे पढ़ते हैं, but work. We need to disconnect from work. Since the time we have gadgets, we are constantly at work. So even if we are sleeping by 10, 11, till we close our eyes, we are checking our emails, we are checking our messages. Then there's so much on the mind and we go to sleep. तो उसके बाद क्या होगा? Only the body will sleep. The mind will have so much to think of. Like we know that we should have our dinner at least 2 hours before we sleep. So if I have to sleep at 10, I should have my dinner by 7, 7:30. Now, why should we have an early dinner? Because then the body should finish the digestion before we go to sleep. There are 2 things that happen in the body. One is digestion, the other is healing. If the digestion happens before we sleep, then during the sleep only healing happens, energizing happens. But if I have a late dinner and I go to sleep in an hour, then the digestion happens during the sleep. And if digestion happened during the sleep, then healing and energizing is not happening. Then we have diseases like diabetes and all those lifestyle, which are called lifestyle diseases. They are lifestyle diseases. Sleep is a very big reason out of that, the lifestyle. So early dinner, and the same time disconnect work communication, which means nothing much to digest here in the sleep and nothing much to digest in the stomach. Both the digestion have to happen before 10 o'clock. Before 10 o'clock. So disconnect from your work emails, work messages, work phone calls, business calls. All this should be over by 8 o'clock. Then by 9 o'clock, after 9 o'clock, no TV serials, no movies, no world news, no news channels, no novels which are very stimulating for the mind, no crime shows, nothing which sets the mind into a hyperactivity, but anything that starts slowing down the mind. So, good music, a good book, writing something, painting, sitting with family, happy conversations, anything like that in that last hour, 9 to 10, so that the mind starts slowing down from the beta stage to the alpha stage. And then when we go to sleep, we will go into the delta stage very soon. So, deep sleep. If we sleep right and we sleep early, we need to sleep less. Nowadays, doctors say that we need to sleep 8 hours. And then nowadays, some of them say we're 9 hours. And every time they're going on increasing the number of hours we have to sleep. Not their fault. They are correct. 30, 40 years back, nobody was sleeping 8 and 9 hours. We were not sleeping so much. Why? Lifestyle. Lifestyle. This lifestyle is such that we fatigue our mind and our body, and then we need longer time to sleep. If we sleep right, 6 hours, and we will be fresh and energetic throughout the day. So that's that 10 to 4. It automatically happens. If you sleep at 10 and sleep the right way, you will naturally wake up between 4 and 5. आपको अलार्म नहीं लगाना पड़ेगा, आपको snooze button नहीं दबाना, कुछ भी नहीं करना. It's going to happen natural. So if the sleep is natural, the waking up is natural, then the rest of the day will shift to natural. Everything is natural. Now, first thing when we wake up in the morning, one habit, one day addiction which we have to do from today, 1 hour without checking the phone when we wake up in the morning, which means again the world news, emails, messages, social media handles is not for the first hour of the morning. It's not for the first hour. The mind is like a blotting paper. Woke up, it says blotting paper is absolutely clean. The highest absorption capacity is first 2 hours of the morning. इसीलिए हमें सिखाते थे सुबह उठ के पढ़ो. सुबह उठ के पढ़ोगे तो अच्छे से याद रहेगा. मतलब ब्लॉटिंग पेपर चूस लेगा ना सारा कुछ जो सुबह सुबह डालेंगे. सिमिलरली हम सब बड़े सुबह उठकर क्या पढ़ रहे हैं? If I'm going to absorb what's happening in the world first thing in the morning, then I have absorbed the emotions of the world here. And then I will only react to the world during the day. So at least first hour of the morning, no connecting to the world. What should we do with the first hour? First thought when we wake up should be of gratitude. Gratitude. And ये अपने बच्चों को भी सिखाना है. Everything is for children. All these children can do. That when we wake up, first thing, gratitude. Gratitude to God. Gratitude to mind and body for being healthy. Gratitude to all the people I connect with during the day. Gratitude to your work. Very important to be grateful to your work because it's the money which comes from there which nourishes our family. Very important. Our work may be having a lot of challenges today, but we should be very, very grateful to our work. Very grateful. It's nourishing our family. There are a lot of people who don't have work this year. It's not easy. It's not easy. So gratitude for our work. And fifth, gratitude for nature. Nature sustains us. So 5 thoughts in the morning, शुक्राना के thoughts होने चाहिए. Gratitude to God, mind and body, people, work and nature. 5 thoughts. उसके बाद उठ के हम थोड़े से कुछ और thoughts create करते हैं. वैसे we all meditate when we wake up in the morning. So you can also learn meditation. You can learn meditation at the Brahma Kumari's meditation centers. Nowadays, everybody is learning online. You can learn online. Till we learn meditations, we will just do a few thoughts first thing in the morning, and definitely teach these thoughts to your children. So these are called affirmations. Affirmations means creating the right, positive, high energy thought. Thoughts manifest, they become a reality. The equation is Sankalp se Siddhi. Sankalp means thought, Siddhi means manifestation. Sankalp se Srishti. Srishti means world. Thoughts create our world, and therefore the thoughts are very important. So let's create a few thoughts which we want to manifest in our life. First thought, I am a powerful being. I am a powerful being, which means I respond to situations. I don't get affected and disturbed by a situation. I am powerful. Second, I am calm and stable always. So you see the vocabulary? It's the vocabulary of the affirmation which is very important. Whatever we want to become, we write I am. I am. So when we say that I am, it starts getting programmed here and then it will start manifesting. So second is I am calm and stable always. Third is I am fearless. I am fearless. I am confident. ये बच्चों को भी सिखाना है. बच्चों को भी सिखाना है. Fourth, my body is perfect and healthy and will always be. So we are removing that thought, what if this happens to me? उनको भी हो गया, इनको भी हो गया, मुझे हो गया तो ठीक कर लेंगे, लेकिन thought क्यों create करनी है? So we create a thought, my body is perfect and healthy and will always be. God's power and blessings is a circle of divine protection around me. ये visual सुबह सुबह create करना है. A divine white circle around you. This is a high energy circle that we use. Like the doctors wear PPE kits, no? Virus cannot enter a PPE kit. Similarly, lower vibrations cannot enter a higher vibration circle. So God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around me. Then draw the same divine circle around your family. हर एक के अराउंड ड्रॉ कर दो अपने घर के अंदर. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो दैट यू डोंट क्रिएट अ थॉट, व्हाट इफ दिस हैपेंस टू देम, मेरे बच्चों को हो गया तो इनको. कभी नहीं ऐसी थॉट क्रिएट करनी, कभी भी नहीं थॉट क्रिएट करनी ऐसे. ड्रॉ करो सर्कल ऑफ प्रोटेक्शन. देन ड्रॉ एंड डू एन अफर्मेशन फॉर योर वर्क. For your work, very important. Whatever you want to set as your target of work, put it there. Fill in the blank, whatever. I have already achieved this. I have already achieved this. Success is certain for me. Abundance is our reality. Abundance is our reality. Since last 1 year, we have been talking a lot about lack. कम है, पैसे कम है, सैलरी कम है. कोई बात नहीं, कम है, कम में चल अगर अच्छे से. But we are not going to repeat again and again, कम है. The words of lack should not resonate in our house. Then children also will start thinking and speaking like that. That's not true. So abundance. We have ample money and we have ample time. We are not short of time, we are not short of money, we are not short of resources. So we create an affirmation of abundance. And then we create a circle of protection around our country and our world. That our country and our planet is safe. Simple affirmations. In this, you can add any affirmation which you want to manifest for yourself. Suppose you're going to write this for your children, then you can add it in there for them. Concentration power is highest. Very focused. Success is certain. Instead of बार बार saying concentrate नहीं करते, we put an affirmation for them. Concentration power is highest. Very focused. Success is certain. So 10 affirmations. I'm a powerful being, calm and stable always, fearless, perfect healthy body, divine circle of protection around me, then divine circle of protection around family, then affirmation for work, success is certain for me, abundance, affirmation of abundance of time and resources, and then circle of protection around the country and the world. Very, very important. 10 thoughts, only 10 thoughts. Subah uthe, 5 thoughts gratitude, and next these 10 affirmations. In the morning, we say them at least 5 times, because as we are saying them, we are coding them into the mind. Today we are teaching little kids all this coding and programming. First, let's teach them this coding. This coding is very important. So tell them 5 मिनट आपने सुबह उठ के 5 बार ये बोलना है, and बड़े अच्छे से प्यार से धीरे धीरे बोलना है ऐसे. And while we are doing our affirmations, we also visualize it. So it is using 2 powers: power of affirmation, power of visualization. Visualization. These children will even do to achieve success in whatever career they're going to use. Power of affirmation, power of visualization. So you visualize in the morning, calm and stable, fearless, healthy body. सुबह सुबह देख लो इसको, ये यहाँ रिकॉर्ड हो गया. So ये सुबह के 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes of the morning. Then at least 20-25 minutes in the morning to consume a healthy diet for the mind. Emotional health के लिए emotional diet is very important. What is emotional diet? Emotional diet is what we watch, what we read, what we listen. So this is another important equation. What I watch, what I read, what I listen is who I become over here. So why 30 years back we did not have stress and depression and all these things? Because 30 years back we did not have the internet, we did not have the phones, we did not have the TV serials, we did not have the OTT platforms. So we did not have that emotional diet. Our emotional diet was only what our parents said, what our teachers taught us, and some very, very good books in school. And one newspaper which used to come home every morning. That was all the content of our life. तो जब इमोशनल डाइट ही हेल्दी थी तो यहाँ का ध्यान रखना नहीं पड़ता था, वो अपने आप ही हेल्दी था. एंड नाउ यू सी इन द लास्ट 30 years, the first TV, the first phone, then the first mobile, then the internet, then 24/7 television, and now 24/7 television in the hands of every child on the phone. With all these digital platforms and with all these social media handles, we didn't have that also. So all these things that have got created in the last 30 years, they are the emotional diet. They are the emotional diet. 30 years back, you know, how was the news? Remember how was the news? Even today we have that kind of news on some channels. Very slowly, softly, अच्छे से, प्यार से, जो हो रहा है सही सही तरीके से सुना देते थे. आज, look at how we are listening to the news today. So what we are consuming, we are also becoming. We think we are just watching. We're not watching, we are becoming. So now we have to be careful so that we will be able to inspire our children to change what they are consuming. Because you and me are a generation which did not grow up on this emotional diet. We got it only after we were in college or even later than that. Even then, we are affected today. Can we visualize these children's lives 20 years from today who are growing up with all this emotional diet content? We have to teach them today, even if it means we have to be a little strict with them. Important for parents today to be a little strict with children. Even that has changed in the last few years. I think our parents were very strict with us. But because our parents were strict with us, nowadays parents say, oh, I want to give my child everything I did not get. मेरे मम्मी पापा तो बहुत चीजों के लिए मना करते थे, ये नहीं करना, ये नहीं करना, ये नहीं करना. So मैंने अपने बच्चे को सारी छूट दी हुई है. Yeah, अच्छी बात है. But then the child is not learning to listen to a no. The child is not learning that life will not always be my way. The child is not learning that we get something, we don't get many things. Child is not learning. Child is learning, I get everything that I ask for. Everything that I ask for. The child is allowed to choose, आपको कौन से कपड़े आज पहनने. I don't ever remember my mother asking me, तुमको कौन सी ड्रेस आज पहननी है. निकाल के रख देते थे, by default हमें वो पहननी होती थी. ये बात बहुत छोटी लगती है ना, लेकिन ये छोटी नहीं है. When I am given something to wear, when I am given something to eat, for a child that is only life, what we are wearing, what we are eating, where if I am given and I have to accept that, then I am learning to accept what life is giving to me. I am not choosing that. I am accepting what life is giving to me. If a child right from kindergarten is asked, what will you wear today? What would you like to eat today? Acha, you don't want to eat this today? Acha, don't eat. Now you eat this. If they are allowed to choose everything, and we think we are developing their skills to be able to choose and decide, that's good. But what about developing their skills about when life does not give them what they want? When life does not give them what they ask for? Will they suddenly at the age of 2025 get this skill automatically about being able to adapt and adjust to what life does not give them? Kaise hoga? Because they wouldn't have developed that skill of not getting what they wanted. They are growing up in an era which says, order this food and within 5 minutes it should reach you. If it comes at the 6th minute, you are allowed to complain. This is an era which they are growing up with. Tomorrow they will order the same thing from their spouse. If the spouse is 2 minutes late, that person is going to complain. What is this? How can you be like this? Because they are growing up like that. It's not their fault. They're growing up like that, that everything should happen at a click, my way, everything. Then their emotional resilience, how will it get developed? So for all the parents who think that our children are going through a very tough time right now, actually not. For the children, this is a very healthy time right now. First time they are going through situations which are not their way, they are having to adapt so much, they are adjusting so beautifully. Their denominator of inner resilience is building up during COVID. They are learning to study a different way. They are learning not stepping out of the house, yet they have to be, they are learning so much. No, nothing else could have ever taught us so much what children are learning this year. So don't feel bad for them that there's something wrong happening in their life. It's all about how we perceive it. It's all about how we perceive it and what we radiate to them. But parents, we need to be a little strict with our children. Strict but not aggressive. Not aggressive, strict. It's because both parents were working in most homes. And so, because we were short of time and we were already guilty that we are not spending time, we started giving them everything that they asked for. But that cannot compensate. That's not a compensation. So, we need to take care as far as what our children are watching. Content consumption, what they watch, what they read, what they listen. Every word that they are consuming from those OTT platforms, the vocabulary they are learning from there, that is that content which 30 years back we were not allowed to go for a movie till we were 18 years old. That content they are allowed to watch today at any age. So, is this healthy? Is this healthy? So, who will be the strict one for them? The parents. The parents. So it is important for us to be strict in terms of what we and what they watch, read, and listen. So at least 20 to 30 minutes in the morning, we need to watch, read, listen something which is very pure, very healthy, very positive, very powerful. This is where spirituality comes in. Spiritual study, a good self transformation book, a positive video, first half an hour of the morning, healthy emotional diet. This should be compulsory for everybody if you want to remain strong, fearless, even if everything is going wrong around me. Emotional stamina needs to be built up. So 30 minutes in the morning, I need to take a healthy emotional diet. 10 minutes just before going to sleep, again an emotional diet which is healthy, because last content will be there on this blotting paper, and that's what will get processed during our next 7 hours of sleep. First thoughts in the morning, affirmations. Last thoughts in the night, just before going to sleep. Just before going to sleep, just say this: I am powerful, I'm positive, I'm calm, I'm stable, I'm healthy. Just say these thoughts before you go to sleep. Teach it to your children. Let them say it before they go to sleep. Close your eyes, lie down, and keep saying this, and you fall off to sleep. So the last thoughts which get programmed here is what get processed for the next 6 hours. And they go very deep into the subconscious. So the most important time for the affirmation is first in the morning and last before we go to sleep. Half an hour in the morning for a healthy diet for the mind, 10 minutes in the night before going to sleep. During the current time, please stop consuming any content about what's happening in the country right now. We don't need to repeatedly see all the the visuals, hear all the information, if our mind does not have the strength to face them. When we are watching them and listening them, we say, "Ah, ye mere se related nahi hai." But this all gets recorded here. Everything gets recorded here. If there's anything new to learn, we learn. But just to watch what is happening everywhere, just to watch people. If we have to watch and listen, then we should watch and listen everyone who's recovered, everyone for whom it was a very simple thing. It was just 14 days of quarantine and they're out perfect and healthy. Just thoda sa 5 din fever. That is all that was COVID. We need to take that information. We need to watch those visuals, because out of those lakhs of people who've got COVID, 98%, and this is healthcare statistics, 98% were at home for those 14 days. 98%. When 98% people are coming out of it with ease, just 14 days isolation, just a little fever, then don't you think that's the information we need to be consuming? Only 2-3%, only 2-3% are getting a little critical. That too because of a lot of other factors, and that too because of having missed the signs when they were early. That's all. So shouldn't we be looking at the right perspective? Because if we look at it the right way, we will remain calm and stable here. So restrict content consumption. Don't have news channels playing at home right now these days. Not needed. Not needed at all. Even children should not watch or to listen to all that content. They don't need to. If we want to know what's happening in the world, I can read it in print media. One paragraph, 5 minutes. That's it. But repeated content, repeated visuals. In Hindi is a very powerful line. चित्र से चरित्र बनता है. चित्र से चरित्र बनता है. तो हम कौन सा चित्र, कौन सा विजुअल यहाँ रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, उससे हमारा चरित्र बनता है, पर्सनालिटी क्रिएट होती है. So what should the children be absorbing? Even if we are watching, vibrations are in the house. The elderly getting affected by the vibration, the kids getting affected by the vibration. And then we are saying, इनको डर क्यों लग रहा है? It's in the air. घर में वो सब हमने circulate कर दिया है. So at least positive, pure content, spiritual content, healthy content, आधा घंटा सुबह, 10 घंटा, 10 मिनट, आधा घंटा सुबह, 10 मिनट सोने से पहले. ये बहुत important है. Restrict all kind of content consumption. COVID ही नहीं सिर्फ, the movies you watch, the serials you watch, and the OTT platforms, what you are consuming as a family. Let's have discipline there. I'm sure many of you must have seen the documentary The Social Dilemma. Last year release हुई थी. And that gave us one line, that all these programs have been designed to manipulate the mind. वो खुद ही बोल रहे हैं जिन्होंने बनाया है. They are saying it to us. These have been designed to manipulate the mind. If after hearing that also, I keep using that product which is designed to manipulate my mind, then how will I have a powerful mind if I allow my mind to be manipulated on a daily basis? फिर कैसे होगा? कैसे हो सकता है? हो ही नहीं सकता. हो ही नहीं सकता. I think when all these social media handles were created, it should have been very, very clear that this is allowed only after you've passed out from school. School children के लिए ये होना नहीं चाहिए था. It's not for them. They have enough friends outside. This was meant for those people who had disconnected from their friends and they wanted to connect. Why बच्चे के तो सारे friends साथ में ही हैं, उसने और किसी से किससे connect होना है? They started creating all this comparison and most important, image, projecting the image on the social media handle, seeking people's appreciation, seeking people's approval. This is not good for self-esteem of an individual. Putting their own photographs, waiting for people to like them. If in childhood we are going to wait for people to like our pictures, this is not very healthy as we grow up. It makes us like this in life. Please approve of me. Please approve of me. Then I become more and more conscious about how I am physically, about what I'm wearing. Is school time for all this? Is school time for all this? Really? No. So we need to be strict with them. They might not like it now, but if we are not strict, 20 years later, they will turn back and say, you knew everything. Why couldn't you tell me that I was wrong? Why couldn't you tell me that I was wrong? I did not understand. I was a child. You should have been strict with me. We don't want them to say that to us. So let's be strict with all these media handles that we are using. They are not a time pass. They are not an entertainment. Content is equal to personality, and personality is equal to destiny. It's very simple. Content is equal to personality. Personality is equal to destiny. So the content I consume is going to reflect in my personality and destiny. So I can take it. And last thing is to check the food that we are eating. Present COVID times, let's experiment with the vegetarian diet, because the food that we eat right now needs to be very light, very easy to digest, very healthy, and a high vibration food. A non-vegetarian diet is a very heavy food. It's a very heavy food, and vibration wise, it's a very different energy. Animal in a slaughterhouse, pain, helplessness, anger, fear, hatred, then violence, then death. This is not the food we need to eat. This is not the food we need to give our children also. Even doctors say now, this is not the right food for the body, and it's definitely not the right food for the mind. जैसा अन्न वैसा मन है, जैसा पानी वैसी वाणी है. So anna and pani affects the mind and the words, man or vani. So the vibration of the food and the water. Right now, the food and water also has energies of fear and anxiety because it's in the city. We need to take care. A lot can happen from the kitchen in every house. Kitchen can really influence the minds of everybody staying in that house. So let's change the energy of the kitchen. So kitchen में सबसे पहली चीज सात्विक खाना बनना चाहिए, which means vegetarian food, and then सात्विक तरीके से बनना चाहिए, which means let's have high energy words playing in the kitchen. इस समय we cannot keep talking about the situation कि ये भी ठीक नहीं है, ये भी ठीक नहीं, वो तो already पता है. हम क्या ठीक कर सकते हैं? Let's flood our house with positivity. Let's have only high energy words playing in our house throughout the day. Let them have a very soothing effect and energizing effect on every mind of the person in the family. In the kitchen, have whatever you like, prayers, bhajan, mantra, जाप, spiritual songs, chanting, जो आपको अच्छा लगे किचन में पूरा दिन चलने दीजिए. खाना ऐसे ही बनता है ना मंदिर में और गुरुद्वारे में, उसको प्रसाद कहते हैं, उसको लंगर कहते हैं. So what is prasad and amrit? It is the same food, it is the same water, but the vibrations have been increased, and that's what we need right now. We need to increase our vibrations. So in the kitchen, high energy words playing throughout the day. Second, the person who is cooking in the kitchen needs to be in a very calm state of mind when they are cooking. Don't have stress and ये कैसे होगा, COVID आ गया तो कैसे. These are not the thoughts while cooking. So say your affirmations, say your prayers, say your jap while you are cooking. Cooking should be like a ritual. Because your state of mind is going into the food, and the vibrations from the food will go into the minds of people who are going to eat. So it's like my mind into the food and food into the mind of the family. बहुत बड़ी power है, बहुत बड़ी power है. Never talk on the phone while you're cooking. So just no phone calls when we are cooking. ऐसे नहीं यहाँ पे लगा के इधर उधर की बातें, इसकी उसकी, और फिर कोविड की बातें और खाना बन रहा है, ऐसे नहीं होता. And जब खाना is being cooked in the house, no news and all that kind of content playing in the house. सबको पता होना चाहिए कि घर में प्रसाद बन रहा है. खाना बोलना बंद कर दो उस वर्ड को, तो घर में प्रसाद बन रहा है. It has to be made with sanctity. Sanctity, because those words of those news na, they'll go into the food otherwise. Itne log mar gaye, oxygen nahi tha ye, all that will go into the food. Yes, it's a reality. Yes, we will all do seva for that. Yes, we will take care, but we also have to take care that the minds and bodies of everybody else is protected. So we can't keep putting that content into the food. We can't. So we need to take care. So no news channels while food is while food is being cooked, and no talking on the phone while we are cooking the food. So cooking with sanctity. Now eating with sanctity. Make it a culture in the house. No phone, no TV while eating. And this be the culture of the children. ये नहीं कि खाने की प्लेट लिया और रिमोट लिया और टीवी के सामने बैठ गए कि ये तो मेरा टाइम पास वाला टाइम है. ये टाइम पास नहीं है. Everything that we are watching on the screen, the words of that are going into the food. Distracted eating जो हम बहुत छोटी एज से आजकल बच्चों के साथ कर रहे हैं। 2 साल के बच्चे को भी स्क्रीन के सामने बिठा के खाना खिला देते हैं एंड फिर कहते हैं अब तो वो स्क्रीन के बिना खाना खाता ही नहीं है। कैन नॉट से लाइक दैट। भले खाना नहीं खाए, नहीं खाते ना, भले नहीं खाना खाए, कितने दिन खाना नहीं खाएंगे, बट अभी ही आदत को बदल दो। प्लीज डोंट लेट चिल्ड्रन ईट विथ स्क्रीन्स। डिस्ट्रैक्टेड ईटिंग, impact on mind, brain, body. Mindful eating practice. So no gadgets while eating. 3 seconds we pause before we eat, connect to the supreme power, gratitude, and then say our affirmations into the food. Energize the food with those powerful words. I am powerful, I'm stable, I'm fearless, I'm healthy. खाने में डाल दो. And then say the same affirmations into your water. I'm powerful, I'm fearless, I'm healthy, success is certain for me, concentration is highest. पानी में भी डाल दो. The energy and the vibrations of water will change. The energy and the vibrations of food will change. जैसा अन्न वैसा मन, जैसा पानी वैसी वाणी. It's a very simple method, but power बहुत है उसमें, बहुत पावर है. जहां तक हो सके घर का खाना खाना है. घर में है तो घर का ही खाना खाना है. इस समय अगर हम बाहर से खाना ऑर्डर करते हैं, we don't know the state of mind of the person who is cooking the food. So if someone is in fear and is cooking and you've ordered it, it may be the tastiest thing you're eating, but vibration wise it's infected. It's infected. So let's have only home cooked food. Now and also otherwise, home cooked food, and cooked with lot of purity and sanctity. Simple lifestyle habits, sleeping habit, waking up habit, habit of content consumption and technology usage, eating habits, cooking habits, and a little healthy emotional diet morning and night. ये बहुत सिंपल बातें हैं, इतनी सिंपल है, इससे ज़्यादा सिंपल तो जीवन में कुछ और नहीं है. बाकी सबके लिए मेहनत लगती है, ये इतनी सिंपल है. लेकिन ये छोटी छोटी आदतें, सिंपल सिंपल आदतें यहाँ को पावरफुल बनाती हैं. और ये छोटी छोटी गलतियाँ बहुत छोटी हैं, लेकिन वो यहाँ को कमज़ोर बनाती हैं. सो दिस इज़ कम्प्लीटली इन आवर हैंड. It's not dependent on the situation. So let's take charge. Let's create that healthy lifestyle. Let's go back to that little lifestyle which we used to live. We used to live. We are the last generation who know that lifestyle. फिर आज के बच्चों को तो ये पता ही नहीं है, जैसा अन्न वैसा मन, वो आजकल के बच्चों को पता ही नहीं है. वो सिर्फ प्रोटीन्स, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, वही वाली बातें करते हैं. वाइब्रेशंस का नहीं पता उनको कि we have to teach them. We have to, it's our responsibility, our Sanskriti, our culture, our Maryadas, we have to teach all of them. We are so busy giving them everything we did not get. We have to give them everything we got. Otherwise, we will leave without giving them what we got. How will they become emotionally strong? So as a country, we are very rich in these spiritual principles, cultures, Sanskriti, Maryada, the right way of living. The right way of living. This is something which Bharat can teach the rest of the world. That's how rich we are in that. Only provided we start using it again. We start using it again, everybody. And last thing is, let your children learn simplicity. उनको simplicity सिखाइए जीवन में. Scientists have started talking about other epidemics for the planet. Climate change, environmental concerns. अब कोविड तो हमें पता नहीं था, अचानक आ गया. But climate change and environment, scientists are talking since many years, and we still have not changed our lifestyle. We still have not changed. So we will be responsible for the other things that come on the planet. So let's teach them simplicity. Branded clothes, branded shoes, branded bags, itni sada puri cupboard bhari hui. This is not. How much resources we need? How many clothes a child needs? How many we need even as an adult? So this is our karma. Then we say कोविड हुआ क्यों? कोविड कहीं ना कहीं हमारा ही कोई कर्म है ना. और अब अगर हम अपने रिसोर्सेज को ठीक से नहीं यूज करेंगे, फिर हम कोई और चीज क्रिएट कर लेंगे सृष्टि के ऊपर. सो लेट्स टीच देम सिंप्लिसिटी. दे विल अडेप्ट इट वेरी वेरी इजीली. चिल्ड्रन आर द इजीएस्ट. दे आर लाइक अ स्पॉन्ज. ऐसे अब्सॉर्ब कर लेते हैं. उनको जो सिखाओ, उनको स्कूल में टीचर्स इतने प्यार से सिखाती हैं प्लास्टिक नहीं यूज करना. वो घर आके पेरेंट्स को बोलते हैं प्लास्टिक नहीं यूज करना. बिल्कुल. उनको टीचर्स सिखाते हैं पटाखे नहीं बजाने. वो बड़े बजा रहे होते हैं एंड बच्चे बोलते हैं नहीं नहीं हमारी मैम ने सिखाया पटाखे नहीं बजाने. इसलिए आई नेवर लाइक टू टॉक अबाउट चिल्ड्रन, बिकॉज चिल्ड्रन को क्या बोलना है, दे आर सो स्वीट एंड सो दे जस्ट अब्सॉर्ब लाइक दिस. वी हैव टू बी क्लियर कि हम उनके चारों तरफ क्या कर रहे हैं. वो तो ऐसे ही मोल्ड हो जाते हैं बहुत प्यार से, उनकी अडैप्शन पावर बहुत हाई होती है. इट्स ओनली अबाउट अस. सो लेट्स बिल्ड आवर इमोशनल हेल्थ. उनकी तो बहुत इजीली अपने आप ही बिल्ड हो जाएगी. थैंक यू सो मच. ओम शांति.
Thank you, Shivani ji. That was wonderful listening to you. We'll open this for some questions. If there are any questions which has not already been addressed by Shivani ji, you may please switch on your mic and ask the question. And make it short, please. We have about 20 minutes for questions. Some of you have sent questions to me also, in case none of you is asking, and in case there is anything, I can address it to Shivani ji. Is there anyone who wants to ask a question? Please raise your hand. Anyone?
I have a question on
Yes.
the chat box which has been posted. It's come from the YouTube live.
Okay.
It says that what is anxiety, and second, how should we learn acceptance of things that are out of our hands. What is anxiety is two things. One is anxiety disorder. So we are not from anxiety disorder, but what is anxiety? जब कोई बात आती है और हमारा मन बहुत ज़्यादा चलना शुरू हो जाता है उसके बारे में, and the kind of thoughts that we are creating about it are not the right thoughts. We're already anticipating or already visualizing something is not going to happen right. And when we anticipate and visualize something that's not going to happen right, our mind gets scared. And when the mind gets scared, the body starts getting affected. So the heartbeat increases, the pulse changes. That is anxiety. And अगर आप उस समय सिर्फ बैठ जाएं, don't let it just go on increase. So just बैठ जाएं, just breathe in, breathe out. इतना भी अगर करेंगे ना, just deep breathing in, breathing out, because breathing भी change हो जाती है anxiety में. So just do deep breathing in, breathing out. Then say your affirmations. I am a powerful being. परमात्मा मेरे साथ हैं, सब ठीक है, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ है, everything is okay. So like you would do to your child, just start doing it to your mind. बस 5 मिनट ऐसे बैठ जाओ and you see the mind will start coming down. It's happening to us a lot because it's also in the air. Please remember, all this fear and anxiety is not our own mind. It's just that it's so much around us also. That's why we have to do these little lifestyles, so we build up our emotional immunity system. How to accept things around us which are not in our control, because they are anyways not in our control. So we really don't have much of a choice in those things. What a choice I have is, in my mind, am I going to resist and get disturbed? Or am I going to accept that, yes, this is, now what next? Now what next do I have to do? Even a simple thing like, how to protect ourselves from this COVID. So we learned how to take care. We know all those things. How accurately are we following it? Because if we follow it accurately, the children will learn to follow disciplines of life. The children will learn that if you are told wear a mask, then wear a mask. Then you're not wearing a mask because policeman to nahi dekh raha. That is not what the child should learn. The child should not learn कि सीट बेल्ट तब पहननी है अगर पुलिसमैन है, और अगर नहीं है तो जरूरत नहीं है. Please remember that child's learning for life is happening with our habits like this. The child should not learn that you're allowed to talk on the phone. पुलिसमैन आ गया तो हम फोन फटाफट धीरे से नीचे रख देते हैं. We are creating the personality and destiny. So let's follow the protocol for COVID accurately. Second, if there is the slightest trace of the first symptom to anyone in the house, तो पहली खांसी, पहला गला खराब, पहला 99 fever, that's the time to just hold it from there. That's all that the doctors are requesting it. It is so easy. If every family takes care, we will be able to break this chain very easily. लेकिन हम में से बहुत सब बोलते हैं, अरे वो कल ठंडा खाया था इसलिए गला खराब हो गया, अच्छा वो मैं बारिश में गीला हो गया था इसलिए बुखार हो गया. It doesn't matter किस लिए हुआ था, but let's remember it's COVID time. If I just isolate myself for 3 days, I will not give it to anybody else in the house.
पकड़ लो इन अंकल को.
I will not give it to anybody.
अंकल मुझे
You know,
मुझे
I
करने
am
दे.
meeting so many people who did not take care in those 3 days. And today their one family member is not there anymore with them because of that. How much guilt that person carries for the rest of their life. How much guilt. अब वो बार बार सोच रहे हैं, अगर हम वो 3-4 दिन पहले हम अलग हो गए होते, अगर हम अब नहीं कर सकते. So at least we have to learn from them. They did not know about it that time. We knew. So we don't create panic and anxiety, but we take care and take little extra care. लोग हमारा मजाक भी उड़ा सकते हैं, ओ इतना डर क्यों रहे हो? बोलो हम डर नहीं रहे, हम सिर्फ ध्यान रख रहे हैं. इसको डरना नहीं बोलते हैं, इसको बोलते हैं being cautious. And these are the times when we need to be a little extra cautious, so that because of one, the family is safe. So just take those little extra care, वो वहीं का वहीं खत्म हो जाता है, वहीं का वहीं खत्म हो जाएगा. It will never escalate. तो anxiety की कोई बात नहीं है. There are a lot of things which are not in our control. But how to think here and how to respond, that is in our control. And when that's in our control, then situation seems very much in our control.
Anjali, you had a question?
No, ma'am. Sorry, I raised by mistake. I'm so sorry.
Okay, not a problem. Shivani ji, I have a question from one of my staff members, and she wants to know, as teachers, how we can help children who might not even know that they need help. What are the signs that we should look out for and be prepared to address in the coming months?
Help in children in terms of mental health issues?
Yes, of emotional stress or mental well-being also.
Yeah. So most important is to see there will be some behavioral changes in some children. It's possible. There are also behavioral changes in adults right now, which means some children are getting a little aggressive, a little in reference to their own personality. Yeah? We're not comparing them with anybody else. In reference to who they used to be before that, a little more aggressive than that, a little more irritated, full day this laptop screens, not going out, no outdoor, not meeting with people. These are not normal times for them. So these times do have an impact on their mind, and so they can get a little different in their behaviors. But that's not a mental health issue. So we don't need to, panic for that. But we need to create positivity in the house. We don't need to keep telling them, gussa nahi karo, gussa nahi karo, gussa. They are not doing it deliberately. Nobody's doing this deliberately. When they behave that way, the first person who gets affected the most are they themselves. So they are not happy with their own behaviors. So we don't need to keep telling them, don't do this, don't do this. They are not doing it deliberately. We need to understand that emotionally, it's like we understand physically someone is a little not well. So emotionally, someone is a little not well. So what should we do? We should give them a lot of positive things, which means we should change the energy of the house. It's very important for the parents to be thinking and speaking right now. If parents get a little cranky, agitated, aggressive, then though it's very easy for the children to become the same. So if parents are very positive, if parents are very calm and stable, even if there is COVID in the house, so we take care, we isolate, but we don't need to get agitated for that. It may be tough. We are cleaning the house, we are washing the clothes, we are washing the utensils, we are cooking the food. It's not easy. But that's what we have to teach them, that life can be difficult, but mind does not need to become uncomfortable. That. So we will do everything with acceptance, we will do everything with everyone's help. We will not keep complaining while doing, मुझे ही करना पड़ता है, सब कुछ मुझे ही करना पड़ता है. You see, all this is energy, all this is vibration, and just remember, your child is absorbing all that. And they are absorbing all that. And when they are absorbing all that, they start talking like that. They start becoming like that. So we need to take care, and we just need to do this little morning 5 minutes gratitude prayer, 5 minutes pranayam karo bachon ke saath, 15 minute yoga karo bachon ke saath. All these have a very good effect on the mind and on the body. अब हम सब कच्चे हैं घर पे, let's do it together. कि morning we will do yoga together, we will do pranayam together, night we will sit and talk positive things 15 minutes before we sleep. When we eat, we will pause for 5 seconds, say our little prayer, and then do these little things. So focus on how to create the positivity rather than getting worried about the disturbance. Let's not get worried, because if we see thoda zyada change, which means if the child is losing appetite for over 15 days or eating much more than their normal appetite, so eating more or eating less for over 15 days, sleeping more or sleeping less for over 15 days, behavioral changes, not feeling like talking, staying aloof, कमरे में बंद, कुछ करने का मन नहीं कर रहा, 2-3 दिन नहीं, more than 15-20 days, then we need help. Then it's not that we are going to be able to do it.
Yes.
Then we need help from a counselor, second stage psychologist, and then if the psychologist say, then we need help from a psychiatrist. But it's very simple. They are very simple things, but don't ignore it. If you see that for 15-20 days, then don't ignore it, because फिर वो थोड़ा सा बढ़ जाता है and हमें बढ़ाना नहीं है. So let the psychologist talk to the child, rule it out, counsel the child, and the healing begins.
There's another question where somebody wants to know how do we give any kind of relief to a person who has recovered but still is going through extreme exhaustion and frustration because he or she is not able to come back to normal life as before.
See, we need to understand the illness is new. Everyone's body is responding differently to it. Some people are coming back to normal very easily in 15 days. Some people's body is really fatigued, very, very weak. अब इसलिए इसमें एक चीज करनी है, कंपैरिजन नहीं करना किसी का भी किसी के साथ. Is that comparison can get very irritating for the person who's really not well physically. तो हम उनको क्या बोलते हैं, तुम्हारी नेगेटिव रिपोर्ट तो 15 दिन से आ गई है, तुम अभी तक कमजोर हो, उनको देखो वो तो बिल्कुल ठीक हो गए. अच्छा, कभी कभी सेम हाउस में 2 लोगों को कोविड था, सो वन इज फाइन, इज गॉट बैक टू वर्क, द अदर वन इज एक्सट्रीमली एग्जॉस्टेड. We have to understand that nobody is faking it. Nobody is interested in being in that space of being in pain and fatigued, and we have to understand even 15 days of isolation is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. It is not being easy for many people. So one more seva that we can do is that we should have a list of the people whom we know who are in isolation, friends, relatives, colleagues, whoever, and हर रोज उन सबको 2 मिनट के लिए फोन जरूर करना है. दिस इज सेवा, कि हमें फोन जरूर करना है. बच्चों को भी सिखाना है कि जिन जिन अंकल आंटीज को कोविड है और आइसोलेशन में ना, उनको 2 मिनट के लिए आपने फोन जरूर करना है आज. सो जस्ट कॉलिंग देम अप, not talking about COVID, absolutely not talking about COVID, is very good energy. So being in isolation for 15 days is also having a little impact on people. Body obviously is. So we have to understand it. We have to give them the space. We have to give them the time to heal their body. And we have to give them all this positivity in the house. Positivity in the house. जब mind stable होगा ना, body जल्दी respond करेगी. So let's do those things. And the food and the water. It is amazing energy, the food and water. Put that energy in the food. They are calm, they are stable, they are healthy. And understand, some people are taking over a month.
Yes.
Some people are taking even longer than that. And each one is right. They're not weak. Don't say you're weak, so you're taking longer. No, it's about the variant they got. It's about the extent that was there in the body. It's about how the body reacted. So it's purely a physical phenomena, and it's happening differently with different people. So no comparisons, no criticism. They've already gone through a lot, 15 days. Only and only care. Only and only care. Everyone, most of the people out of 1 month, 10 days or so are coming back to their, but I'm meeting a lot of people who are taking 1 month, talking to a lot of people that हमें 1 महीना लगा, हम 1 महीने के बाद अब थोड़ा सा ठीक हो रहे हैं. So it's not the 15 days thing. In fact, now doctors are even saying isolation for a little more than 15 days because COVID negative, जो second report है, it's not coming in 15 days. It's coming after 20 days for many. So you see, it's something affecting the body for some time. So we need to understand that.
There's one more question on the chat box. It says, please suggest a few tips to help and support those children who have witnessed a loss of a parent or other family members, as they're too young to understand the process of counseling. This is from the counselor, in fact.
Understandable. Absolutely. सबसे important responsibility is on the other parent of that child. On the other parent of that child. For a child to understand the gravity of what has happened, depending on the age of the child, it's not really going to sink in that this is a new life that has begun for me. Lot of things are going to change in my life. वो बच्चा उतना सब comprehend नहीं कर सकता. बच्चा doesn't know how to visualize 10 years of their future now as childhood. So a lot depends, first of all, on the second parent. What happens in something as death? For a child, it's not vacuum of one parent, but it becomes a vacuum of two parents because one is physically not there and the other is emotionally not there. Because emotionally they are not the same. They are absolutely sinking. They are in pain. For them, it is everything is over. So really for a child, it becomes as if they are missing both their parents. So huge responsibility on the second parent to remember that yes, this vacuum is not going to get filled ever, but I am now responsible double for my children here. Physically outside, it will take times for everything to come back to normal. But in my mind, also it can take time. But in the house, try and get things to normal. It's very important because it's important for the child to be able to handle the situation. So there's nothing much that can be talked in this. ये जब बातें करने से तो कुछ भी नहीं किया जा सकता इसके अंदर कि हम किसी को क्या बोलेंगे, आप इस समय हम किसी को क्या बोलेंगे, सब ठीक हो जाएगा, आप चिंता नहीं करो. It's such a hollow thing to say to anybody. It is meaningless to say this to anybody. उनकी लाइफ में अभी कुछ भी वैसे वाला नहीं हो सकता. What they were used to, what they wanted their life to be. So we don't talk about any of those things right now. Just we need to help them to get their house back to normal. This is something that they have to pick up the courage to do that. And second, as a family, they should together pray and meditate for the person who has left every day. Every day sit together for 5 minutes. We're not talking about what happened. We're not talking about aage kya hoga, but we are praying with gratitude to them for all that they have given and done for us in our life. And we are radiating blessings and power to them. Just do this together as a family, including the children in this. Let the children sit together with the adults and do this. As they are focusing on creating gratitude, instead of saying आप कैसे चले गए, आपके बिना हम कैसे रहेंगे, हम जितना वैसा सोचते हैं और बोलते हैं वो दर्द और बढ़ता जाता है. हमें दर्द को बढ़ाना नहीं है. हम शुक्रिया करेंगे, हम दुआएं रेडिएट करेंगे, टुगेदर करेंगे. So there is a little healing that starts happening here of the wound, not of the vacuum. The vacuum is there, of that wound, of that pain. Just by creating that positivity. उस घर के अंदर पूरा दिन पॉजिटिव चलना चाहिए. कुछ भजन मंत्र बच्चे के मन पर धीरे धीरे कुछ प्योर एंड पॉजिटिव जा रहा है. किचन में उस तरह से, बिकॉज देयर इज लॉट ऑफ पेन इन द हाउस ना, तो किचन में उस तरह से खाना बनना चाहिए. दीज आर लिटिल थिंग्स व्हिच एडल्ट्स हैव टू डू. चिल्ड्रन को कुछ बहुत ज्यादा नहीं बोलना है इस समय. They will just mold according to what the adult around them is doing. So it's really about the other parent or the other family members in the house. They will just go like this. And if our counselors of school are going to teach the children, then they should also teach the children to pray for the parent who's left or the grandparent or any family. बोलो आपको सिर्फ ये करना है, आपको रोज pray करना है और भगवान जी से बात करनी है उनके लिए. And let the child start doing it, whatever age they are. That takes them in a different energy about the person who has left.
There is, this is my question to you on what you've just said. There's a lot of there are a lot of people who think that, little children should not be spoken to about the death of a friend's mother or father or a classmate's parents or whatever. But personally, I feel that probably children should be exposed to this because this is a reality in life. And it is all right to talk to the children of a class and tell them that so-and-so has lost a parent. and for them to face the reality. I mean, is that the right thing to do? Is that the right
Yeah.
approach?
Not only that, we should tell them, we should collectively pray for them also.
Right.
So, when we come together, like we did today in the beginning, no, for 1 minute. So similarly, when we come together as a class for our online class, let's pray every day, pray for everyone who's not well right now, who's going through healing. Then pray for those who have left. We should be told
Right.
that, it's a reality right now. It was always a reality, but right now it's a little more of a reality because it's suddenly just happening very close around us. It's happened in my class to a friend. I should know it. If I don't know it, how will I be that right energy for my friend?
Yes.
The children can talk to the children, no? Like we adults talk to the children. It's the children who will do that good, positive talk to the child, to their friend. Just be with them without having to say anything. But collectively, if we pray when we meet, that हम सब उनके लिए प्रेयर कर रहे हैं, हम उनको gratitude भेज रहे हैं, हम उनको blessings भेज रहे हैं. That collective prayer is enough of an understanding for a child.
Yes.
It's like a collective positive energy. But so, of course, children need to know about it now. This is not something that can be hidden from children when it's so much around us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Any other questions? We just take 1 or 2 questions before we wind up. There's one question which is not connected to the present situation. This is a general question from one of the staff members. She says, it is said that we should follow the path of truth and say what we think of. But then why is it that one faces a lot of criticism and gets a bad name while following this path?
Yeah. First and foremost, authenticity means that what we are in the mind, that is what we are in our words. So, we are the same inside out. There's no manipulation between our thoughts and our words. So we are very clean inside out. Second is, should I say everything that is on my mind? If I feel it's not the right thing to say, then most important is I should have changed my thought about them. Suppose I want to go up to somebody and say, I don't like what you're wearing. Did they ask me? If they ask me for my opinion, no. But I still feel like saying, then I need to ask myself, I may not like what they're wearing because it doesn't match with my choice, but maybe it matches with their choice. That's why they are wearing that. So it's nice for them. So I have to change my thought. I can't always keep changing my words. So inside I'm thinking, I don't like what you're wearing. And in my words, I'm saying you're looking very beautiful. That's a very conflicting energy. But I change my thought. I don't like it, but it's nice for them. They have chosen it. And then I say, yes, it's nice for you because then I've changed my thought and then I'm saying that word. If there is something that I need to talk about a particular issue or about a person, saying it is not the problem. But what was I thinking about it? If my mind has critical, judgmental energy, it's been on my mind, ye aise hai, ye aise hai, ye aise hai, and I have been creating that energy of criticism and being judgmental. Then when I say it, even if I say it in the most polite, respectful manner, it will not be taken the right way because my vibrations of criticism and being judgmental have already radiated to the person. So it's first here. It's about here. So thoughts of understanding people, accepting people, they have a reason why they are the way they are. They have a reason why they are behaving the way they are behaving. Everyone's sanskars are different. So acceptance, compassion, now say the words. So now the words will go with very pure energy. It's like a gift we give to people. The gift is not important. The intention with which the gift is given, the vibration with which the gift is given. If I give a gift to somebody, yellow, they'll say, nahi chahiye, and they'll keep it away. Then I did not give it properly. My energy was not right. So it's our vibration which matters. If our vibrations are right, then the truth can be shared respectfully. And then we leave it. Whether the other person wants to take it, doesn't want to take it, that is their choice. But we have to be clean inside and in our words.
Thank you. Mrs. Kapoor?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, Sunita.
There is a question from a parent who's asking, what is the importance of prayers for children?
Yes, that's what we did today. Prayers in the morning, prayers in the night before we sleep, and before our every meal. meal. That's what the affirmations which we said is like prayers. This is what we do with prayers. What happens sometimes when we teach them prayers which they don't understand, but yet they have to learn that. But when they don't understand the meaning of every word that they are saying, because it's not part of their day-to-day vocabulary, and sometimes we don't teach them the meaning, we teach them only the prayer. So then what happens, if I am saying the same prayer every day, after a few days I can say it without being there in my mind, because now it's become like a automatic system that's going. Even in school, sometimes we used to say the prayer every morning. We said it for 10 years. So from first standard to 10th standard, we were saying the same prayer at 8 o'clock in the morning. And in our mind, we would be thinking, abhi ye subject hai, phir ye karna hai, phir homework hai. Because I've learned the prayer. You see, when you learn something, it becomes rote. So it's very important that along with their prayers, they're also taught to create a personal relationship with God. कि अब आप बैठ के भगवान से जो आपके मन में है ना वो आप बातें करो. That then they will not go here and there in their mind. Then they will talk a child's talk. They will talk what is on their mind. They will talk about what is bothering them. They will say their sorries. They will say their thank yous. So we also need to teach them to create a personal relationship with God. That's very important. So then they feel that power with them, and they feel that safety and security, and they feel that connectivity. But yes, they have to be taught. They should be taught, because they need to be taught everything which is going to have an energizing effect on their mind. आजकल we meet sometimes parents and they say हमारे बच्चे बोलते हैं हमें नहीं करना ये सब आप क्या करते हो, हमें नहीं इंटरेस्ट है ये सब में, हमें नहीं समझ में आता. This is all that happens now because they are getting used to doing things only which they want. तो फिर वो बहुत जल्दी नो बोल देते हैं बहुत चीज़ों को. अगर वो बचपन से सिखाया जाएगा ना, even if they are living in another country, they will do it. They don't need the parent around them then to do it, because then it's a part of their personality. It has to be part of the sanskar.
Good evening, ma'am. There's one more question that has appeared thrice in the live YouTube streaming.
Okay.
The parents wants to ask, how can we deal with aggression in teenagers?
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that it's first about within ourselves. Second, it's about the creating the purity and the positivity in the environment. Third, to check the content that the teenager is consuming. You see, if they are going to grow up watching cartoon films or videos, those video games which has violence, they're consuming all that content. This is the content which starts becoming a part of their personality. So we start taking care of the kind of content they consume, the kind of content we consume. And second, we start teaching them the morning 5 minutes of prayers and meditation, affirmation, 5 minutes in. So we have to start doing the opposite of aggression. We can't finish the aggression. There's no way to finish somebody's aggression. There is a way to start creating that peace and power. The aggression will start going away. So how do you finish a disease? You focus on the health, you focus on the right diet, you focus on the exercise, you focus on your medication. There's no other way to finish a disease. Similarly, there's no other way to finish an aggression. You focus on what's healthy for the mind. You do pranayama, you do yoga, you do relaxation techniques. That aggression will automatically start finishing off.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Mrs. Kapoor, would you want to say something?
No, I would just say that it's been wonderful, balming time for me, blissful. I've been listening to Shivani ji in my own state of mind, which has been, I would say, very calm and very quiet. And I enjoyed every word. And every word, it just appealed to me logically and emotionally both. I do not know how others felt, but it was wonderful for me. I have no questions. My questions are very weird kind of questions. So probably I'll take some time from Shivani ji and ask my questions. But whatever, I think in the present scene where we wanted the anxieties and challenges of the parents and the teachers and the students and the managements and society at large, she has given us answers for practically everything. All we have to need to do is that we go back to her speech and her talk and find answers for ourselves. Lovely time we had. Shivani ji, wonderful, blissful, I would say. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shivani ji, for giving us this time, so patiently answering the questions that were addressed to you. And also, I think it is very, very important what you said about affirmations and about praying. It's not about reciting mantras as you have just taught us. And this is something so important for the child to be able to relate to some superior being is very important. That's a message that I will keep with me, and also, try to convey to others that I come across, because I keep talking to children all the time. So I think there are a lot of things that I can take back with me in order to go back to the children and talk to the children, and also talk to my younger colleagues about things that we heard about today. We will have meetings and share the thoughts that you have shared with us. Thank you so much. It was indeed a very, very wonderful session and a very calming session. And I think this was the need of the hour, which was fulfilled so beautifully by you. Thank you once again from all of us at Gyanshree School.
Brinda ma'am.
Yes,
Brinda ma'am. May we end the meeting with a very short prayer for all those who left us.
Yes.
The parents, the friends, the extended
aunts,
family
cousins,
members of Gyanshree family.
Yes, definitely. Shivani
Pray
ji,
for peace.
Yeah, if you could please lead us in that.
Let's connect to the divine power and to remember and bring on the screen of our mind all those families and friends who have moved forward on a new journey. Gratitude to them for who they were and what they have done for us. Gratitude for them. And lots of blessings and love and power and peace as they move forward. A new journey, a new destiny, creating a beautiful world that everyone is waiting for. So we allow them to go. We say that farewell, but with gratitude and blessings. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you so much.